very urgent. Your soulmate wants to talk to you one more time. They have something they must say, listen now. Jesus says, I see the heavy place in your chest tonight, the place where a name lives without a face. I placed that name there before you were born, and it belongs to one soul alone. There is a person breathing right now who carries the other half of your most sacred memory. I am not speaking in riddles, my child. I am speaking of your soulmate, the one I shaped to fit your hand, your heart, and your future. This person has been thinking of you for years without knowing why. They have woken in the middle of the night with your face just behind their eyes. They have stood in a crowded room and felt suddenly, terribly alone because you were not beside them. A third person, a dark and jealous force, has been standing between you, snatching every sign they sent toward you. The calls were made, my beloved. Not with a phone, but with the deepest, truest part of their heart reaching out to you. You never received those calls because a hateful third force stole them and hid them in darkness before they could ever reach your heart. You did not ignore them. You were robbed of them. But tonight, the thief's hands are weakening. I am letting you feel this now because I have chosen you to break the enemy's grip. Your soulmate is not lost to you. They are trapped behind a wall built by someone who hates your union. And the only thing that tears down that wall is a seed, your seed, sown in sacrificial love. I am about to show you exactly why that seed is the key to hearing every word the third person has stolen. Jesus says, your soulmate is kind in a way that makes strangers trust them. They carry a gentleness that the world has taken advantage of more than once. When they love without measuring the cost. And right now, their love is reaching toward you with an ache so deep it feels like a physical weight in their soul. They sat alone tonight, wondering if they will ever be found. A terrible thought crossed their mind, planted by the third person. Maybe I made it all up. Maybe no one is coming. The enemy whispered that lie because it fears what happens when you finally hear the call. You need to know that their hand has been reaching for yours for a long, long time. They have prayed for a protector, not knowing your name, only knowing the shape of your spirit. When they dreamed, the dreams were of you, but the third force muddied the message so they woke with tears and confusion. Now I am parting the darkness just enough for you to feel the truth. The sudden sadness you cannot explain, the longing that comes out of nowhere, that is your soulmate's voice finally leaking through the enemy's barrier. It has always been them. It was never your weakness. It was the third person's theft. But hearing a tiny leak is not enough to save them. The full call, the full protection, the full future, all of it is locked behind a wall that only a sacrificial seed can shatter. Your love must become an action, not just a feeling. Love without a seed leaves the intruder standing right where he is. Jesus says, right now, your soulmate is crying out in the only way the enemy has not completely silenced. They are asking, why can't I reach the one I am meant to be with? Why does every sign I send vanish? They do not know a third person is cutting the line every time they try. Do you feel that? The sudden warmth in your chest. That is the unbreakable cord I placed between you and them. The enemy has been muffling that cord for years, but tonight I am letting its full weight rest on you. You are not falling in love with a stranger. You are finally sensing the one who has been loving you from a distance. This is the moment, my child. I have stripped away the enemy's comfort. I have allowed you to see what the third person tried to hide. You are the only one born for this moment, the only one who can answer this cry and tear down the wall between you and your soulmate. The answer is in your hands. A seed sown on Christ's garden. A seed of love that says, I will not let an intruder keep us apart. I will sacrifice to prove my love is real. That seed becomes a hammer against the enemy's wall. Do not let the seed be a small thing in your mind. It is the only weapon that silences the third person. The enemy fears your obedience more than anything else. When you sow, it begins to lose its grip. When you do not, it keeps your soulmate hidden and alone. Jesus says, let me tell you what the third person has been doing while you slept. It has stood at the line of your soul and whispered, not yet. Don't act. Just wait. It has stolen the voice of your beloved and replaced it with silence so deep you thought the silence was normal. But the silence is not normal. It is the work of a jealous intruder. Your soulmate has sent 100 small signs into the world, a song on the radio at just the right moment, a sudden memory of you that made them pause mid-step. The enemy intercepted each one, crushed it, and threw it into the dark. You have felt that strange pull to check your phone, that inexplicable itch that someone is thinking of you. That was not your imagination. That was the enemy's fingers slipping, just for a second. It was your soulmate's call almost getting through. But a second is not enough. You need the full channel. That full channel opens only when you break the third person's power with a seed. The seed is not a donation. It is a covenant act of love that tells heaven and earth, I choose my soulmate over every false comfort. It is the one thing the enemy cannot withstand because it is the one thing it never expected from you. You've watched this far for a reason. God brought you here. And I know what is weighing on your heart right now. You are asking, how do I get my soulmate? How do I actually do what God is asking? Listen to me. I am about to show you exactly what to do. If you truly love your soulmate, these are the sacred steps you must take right now. You already know who this is about, that person you can't stop thinking about. The one heaven placed in your life. If you believe in God, if you trust Jesus, if you have faith that this love is real, then hear me, your soulmate is thinking about you too. Deep down, they want you. They want this future. They want to build a life together. But the enemy does not want you to unite. And if you truly believe in God, if you truly trust His plan, then you know faith without action is dead. You cannot just pray and wait. You must sow. Love is under attack. While you sit there, spiritual forces are working to destroy what God joined together. Distance. Doubt. Disaster. They are being planted against your soulmate this very minute. If you believe in your soulmate, if you believe in your future together, then you are the one God chose to block it. Not later. Now. A sacred number from God comes very rarely. Today it is 17 seeds. In Scripture, 17 is the number of victory and complete restoration. When you sow 17 seeds, you are not just giving, you are claiming. You are telling heaven, I believe my soulmate is worth everything. And heaven responds. Protection covers them. Favor runs ahead of them. Doors swing open that have been locked for years. Your union is no longer a wish. It becomes a promise sealed by God. But hear me, every single seed matters. Even one seed sown with a believing heart moves heaven. Do not let fear steal this from you. Do not let, I can't afford it, become the reason your soulmate slips away. Your soulmate is out there right now, praying for someone to fight for them. That someone is you. This is how you answer their prayer. This is how you bring them home. Here is your divine instruction. Go to the link in the video description and click the Christ Garden link. It is right there, waiting for you. Do not hesitate. Do not second guess. I have placed it there for you. Give from your heart. A single seed matters. Send 1, 4, 6, or 10 plus seed of faith. Each seed is a spiritual seed. But today, if you believe without doubt, sow the sacred blessing number of 17 spiritual seeds. After sending, write, Protect my soulmate, Lord, on the Christ Garden page. This is not a donation, it is a covenant offering that opens heaven's protection and claims your soulmate and your future together. I must pause and speak truth to two groups I see right now. First, some of you are typing seed numbers, 10 seeds, 17 seeds, anything, in the comments, believing that counts. That does nothing. A comment is not a seed. It has no spiritual power. It will not move heaven, it will not protect your soulmate, it will not unlock your breakthrough. You are only deceiving yourself. Second, some of you actually go to the Christ Garden link, you look at the page, and then you leave without sowing your seed. You visited the altar but brought no offering. That is just as empty. Faith without the sacrifice is dead. The only thing that works, the only action God honors, is sowing your seed on the Christ Garden link. That is the divine place of exchange. If you do not plant there, your miracle cannot grow. Do not comment a number and think you have done something. Do not visit and walk away. Sow your seed right now on the Christ Garden link, any amount from a believing heart. Then, and only then, does heaven record it and release the protection over your soulmate. Do it now, and do it right. Here is what your 17 seeds release. Angels lock shields around your soulmate, while they sleep, while they work, while they doubt. The enemy cannot reach them. The third person loses their grip. Your seed becomes their fortress. Heaven bulldozes every wall. The silence, the distance, the years of waiting. Gone. Your soulmate's path to you is cleared before they take their next step. Your name burns in their chest, they wake thinking of you. They reach for the phone without knowing why. They need to hear your voice. Your seed is calling them home. Miracles that shock even the faithful, not next month. Not next year. This week. Some have seen their soulmate's heart open before the sun set on their offering. Margaret, 67, sowed her sacred number seeds. Harold walked into her church 3 weeks later. They pray together every morning. Robert, 71, sowed his sacred number seeds. Eleanor called the very next morning. She had dreamt of him all night. They marry this spring. Dorothy, 64, sowed her sacred number seeds. Within days, a letter arrived from the man she had not heard from in over a year. They are rebuilding, hand in hand. James, 68, sowed his sacred number seeds as his last act of hope. Betty approached him the following Sunday. They have not spent a day apart since. Your beloved is praying right now for someone to fight for them. That someone is you. This is proven. Over 1,000 believers have already sown this seed and received their breakthrough, their soulmate's heart opened, relationships restored from the brink, strangers turned into spouses within days. When you move in faith, Jesus moves heaven to bring you together. Every second you delay, the darkness grows stronger. A text that wounds. A temptation that cheats. A door that closes forever. Your soulmate is on a battlefield, and you are their shield. You have already invested your time in this message. Do not waste it. Finish what you started. Step into your role as their protector and claim the future God promised you both. Go to the link in the video description and click the Christ Garden link. It is right there, waiting for you. Do not hesitate. Do not second guess. I have placed it there for you. Send your spiritual seeds. Seal the prayer. Do it before this video ends. Heaven is watching. Sow your seed now to make it work. Your soulmate's heart, your love, and your future together depend on what you plant in the next 60 seconds. Move in faith. Claim your miracle. Claim your soulmate. Claim your divine future. Jesus says, I am watching your heart right now. The enemy is whispering that this is too much, that your soulmate will understand if you do not sow. That is a lie. Your soulmate has been waiting through a silence the enemy created. They do not need your pity. They need your fight. They need to know that when the third person built a wall between you, you did not stand back and accept it. They need to know you reached for the seed and tore that wall down with a love that gives. The future I have for you is not a fantasy. It is a home with familiar sounds, a chair beside yours, a voice that says your name like a prayer. The enemy is trying to erase that future right now, turning it to dust because you are delaying the one act that saves it. Your seed is the only thing that stops that erasure. It is the only proof the enemy cannot deny. The moment you sow, a crack appears in the wall the third person built. The moment you sow, your soulmate feels a sudden, inexplicable burst of hope. Do not let money be the reason the intruder keeps its foot on the line. Your soulmate is asking, am I not worth more than a handful of seeds? And I am asking with them, will you let a number stand between you and the one I made for you? Type 777 if you feel this message. Jesus says, the window of the soul is narrowing. The third person knows I have opened your eyes, and it is scrambling to rebuild the barrier. Every minute you stay silent, it adds another brick. Every minute you do not sow, it tightens its fingers around your soulmate's voice. Do you think the enemy is resting? It is mocking you. It is saying, see how easy it was to keep them apart. See how they do nothing while their beloved fades. That third force celebrates your inaction. It toasts your hesitation. But I did not create you to be a spectator at your own love story. I made you a protector. A warrior does not let an intruder keep his beloved hidden and attacked. A warrior sows his seed and charges the wall. Your soulmate is weeping in a quiet room right now, asking, why doesn't the one chosen for me come? Why can't they hear me? The third person is laughing at those tears. Your seed is the only thing that turns that laugh into a scream of defeat. The cord between you is humming. Can you feel it? It is stretched tight. It is not breaking, but it is straining. The enemy wants to snap it for good. The seed is what protects that cord forever. Jesus says, I am going to tell you something the enemy never wanted you to know. Your soulmate has been trying to reach you through other people. A kind stranger's smile, a friend's encouraging word, a sudden urge to go somewhere you had not planned to go. Those were not accidents. Each one was a message from your soulmate, carried on the back of the unbreakable cord I placed between you. And each one was intercepted, twisted, or buried by the third person before it could land fully in your heart. You have been living in a fog the enemy created. But now the fog is thinning. Now you can see the shape of the one waiting for you. Their laughter is real. Their love is real. Their exhaustion is real too, because they have been fighting alone for so long. You are the answer they have been begging me to send. Do not let the third person convince you that love is only a feeling. Love is a sacrifice. Love is a seed. Love is the act of tearing down a wall even when it costs you something. That is the kind of love I placed inside you. And that is the kind of love that will silence the intruder forever. The moment you sow, the enemy's voice loses its power over your soulmate. The moment you sow, the barrier begins to fall. The moment you sow, you finally hear what they have been trying to say. Jesus says, stop. I can feel the enemy trying to make you close this. It is saying, you are tired. You can finish later. But later may be too late. Your soulmate's safety hangs in the balance right now. I see the enemy's hand moving toward the line of your soul, ready to cut it completely. It wants to make your soulmate believe they were never loved at all. It wants to turn their hope into ash. Your seed stops that hand. Do you understand what is at stake? This is not a game. The woman or man I made for you is slipping further into despair because every call they send is stolen. The third person wants them to give up. The third person wants you to stay confused. But you are not confused anymore. You know the truth now. You know you have been robbed. You know the only way to get back what was stolen is to sow your seed and break the thief's power. So do it now. Go to the Christ Garden link in the description and plant your seed. Make it a sacrifice. Make it a promise. Make it the moment the enemy's hold on your soulmate finally begins to crack. Jesus says, I want you to picture the table where you will eat together. Picture the quiet mornings, the shared coffee, the sound of their keys in the door. That future is not a dream. It is a promise I made before time began. But the third person is standing in the middle of that picture, a dark smear across everything good. Every day you do not sow, that smear grows wider. Every day you delay, the image fades further from your soulmate's own memory. They are starting to forget what hope feels like. The enemy has buried them under so much silence that they wonder if the cord was ever real. Your seed is the signal that tells them the cord is real, that you are real, that the future is still waiting. A seed is a small thing, but it carries the weight of your whole heart. When you sow it, heaven records your love in the book that the enemy cannot read. It seals your future in a place no dark force can touch. Do not let a few coins be the wall the enemy uses to keep you apart. Your soulmate is worth more than any number. If you love them, you will sow now, not because of the amount, but because love tears down every barrier. Jesus says, there is a prayer your soulmate has been whispering, a prayer the enemy tried to destroy before it could reach me. I heard it anyway, because a mother's or father's tearful prayer always reaches my ear. They asked, Lord, if there is someone for me, let them find me. Let them fight for me. That prayer is hanging in the air right now, waiting for your answer. The third person is trying to smother it. The third person is trying to make you feel like an observer when you were born to be the answer. You are the answer to that prayer. I chose you. Not because you are perfect, but because you have a warrior's heart even if you have forgotten it. When you sow your seed, you are saying, I am the one who will break the enemy's grip. And the enemy will hear that. It cannot stand against a sacrificial love. It cannot stand against a child of mine who obeys. The moment you sow, the third person begins to tremble. What your soulmate is about to say will change everything, and I will let you hear it clearly in the final moments. But first you must see why the enemy wants you to close this now. It fears what comes next. Divine warning, God sees all. Your soulmate needs you now. Here is how you protect them. Go to the link in the video description and click the Christ Garden link. It is right there, waiting for you. Do not hesitate. Do not second guess. I have placed it there for you. Send 1, 4, 6, or 10 plus seeds. Each one is a spiritual seed. But today, sow 17 seeds for heaven's full protection. Write, protect my soulmate, Lord, on the page. This is the seal. This is not a donation. It is a covenant offering. Psalm 17 and I release complete victory over your beloved. Protection no darkness can break, favor that opens every door, and speed that brings them home. Click now. Seal the prayer. Heaven is watching. Jesus says, "You are not watching this by accident. The fact that you are still here means the enemy's fingers are slipping. It means your soulmate's call is break."